Happy New Year! Welcome to another edition of Minimal Monday, the Minimal Monday wrap-up number 56, aka the New Year's edition, or if you were like me and you drank a little bit too much last night, it's going to be the hangover edition. I first want to wish you all a Happy New Year, and I wish you all a creative and very inspirational 2013. And yeah, I hope all your wishes do come through this year and make this a special year. And thank you again for making Minimal Monday such a, a good success, and that makes me personally happy. And so yeah, let's get this edition on the road, shall we? All right, so this week's Fab of the Day award goes to Nate Parker. There was going through all the images this week, there was one image that stood out for me personally, and it was Nate's image. Not because it was minimal, or not as minimal as all the rest, but nonetheless, this is a very, very good image. Nate's particular style shines through in this one. 4x5 format crop, beautifully toned, like the rest of Nate's work. The subject is very simple. A grassy field, 6 blades of grass or weeds sticking out. A very delicately photographed scene. And Nate preserved those qualities of a little intimate scene that he saw really well. He's conveying his message really well. I love the sky too. Nothing is out of place in this image. Everything works well together. This is a really good image, Nate. The next image I want to share is one by Christoph Tauscher. He photographed just some trees in a wintry landscape, and this is definitely something I would photograph as well. Christoph used a lot of negative space around these trees. By doing that, he puts emphasis on these trees. It's a smart little trick in composition. Use a lot of empty space, use not a lot of negative space, and it will, especially in simple scenes, it will put emphasis on your subject. What I like about this image as well is the juxtaposition between the trees and the flowing horizon line, the hill. Really works well together. Beautiful, beautiful image, Christoph. The next image I want to share is an image by Andy Lee. This image shows you how masterful Andy is in his post-processing. And again, this image shows you a little bit more than just a photograph. It has meaning, and it tells a story, and that is really something that shines through in Andy's work throughout all his portfolios. And this image really, it shows some elements that are, throughout Andy's portfolio are like a constant. I love the sense of illumination in this photograph. The sky, the lines in the sky really all point to those two horses. Even the hill on the left forms, with its reflection, forms a big triangle that points towards the horses. The foreground detail is beautiful, especially that light spot underneath the horses too. Such a dreamy image. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Here's another image that uses lines to guide the viewer's eye to where it needs to be in the frame. And this image is of a breakwater by Gary McCarthy. And if you start analyzing this image, you can see that Gary used the rule of thirds again to compose this image. But there's a lot of lines playing in this one. And they all start out in the lower left corner, and they all, somehow intersect at the end of this breakwater, where all the water is going to be the most turbulent. And Gary used a long exposure shot to break it, put emphasis on the edge of or the end of this breakwater, and that's where all the action is. Interesting image. I like the texture in all the stones and the rocks. I like those 3-4 birds on the bottom there. That's a cool little detail. And I love the ripples in the sand too in that corner. And those lines do help you guide, the viewer's eye through this image. The next image I'm sharing is one by Sharon Thomas. She called it a desert flower. I don't know exactly what plant this is, but I like the photograph. If you analyze this one, you'll see again that Sharon made this photograph conform the rule of thirds. But what I really like in this thing is, in this photograph, is the plant almost sits on this pyramid of lines that are all intersecting, where the flower goes into the plant. Almost really nice, and I like the combination of the near and the far elements in this photograph. It really gives you a sense of scale, gives you a sense of depth. Really nice photograph, although I suspect the use of a polarizer on the top. It's a little patchy. I think we can, in the final photograph I would definitely darken up the corners a little bit more, but other than that, this is a really cool little square. Well done, Sharon. The next image I'm sharing is one by Chris Schofield. Chris photographed a nice patch of trees last week on Boxing Day, and what I like about this image, it's very Chris Schofield-ish. It's two squares joined together. Subject is in the middle. I really like the combination again of stark elements with soft elements. The stark elements being the trees, and the soft elements being the flowing hills and the cloud over top. And it is processed in such a way that it gives meaning to the image. It's a very dark, a very haunting image almost. And that cloud over top almost it resembles some kind of a signature almost to me. Very interesting image, Chris. For the next image, I picked Stefan Barle. His image. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, which I'm dearly sorry for. It reminds me of the Harbinger series by Cole Thompson. A little puffy cloud over top of a tree that is illuminated by the sun. Beautiful symmetry. Great little image. The next image I'd like to feature is the image by Ivan Makarov. Ivan photographed this nice wintry scene last week on Christmas Day. The image is very simple, very stark. A tree and 6 cows in a snow-covered field. And there's two things about this image that I really like. And the first thing is that Ivan used a short shutter speed to catch every individual snowflake in this image. And the reason why I like this is that it gives the viewer a sense of the weather conditions that Ivan had to face when he was photographing this. And second, maybe the video will not show you this, but go to Ivan's Google Plus page and look at this image, in a higher resolution. But there's a fence line behind those cows. And even more, there's, I think, some more trees behind it too. So it's an interesting subtlety that maybe at first glance you will not see, but I do appreciate little subtleties like that. It adds a little bit more, an extra element that is not overpowering, but you will notice maybe the second, third time around you visit this image, you view this image. It's a beautiful little scene. Good, well photographed, even. All right, the next image I'd like to share is an image by Julianne Bokus. Bokius. I have trouble with all these names here. And at first I thought, okay, here's another intended camera movement image. But it is not. It's a sunset or a sunrise over the ocean, with a beach in the foreground. And it is an image that plays tricks on the eyes. And that is interesting by itself. There's a lot of mimicking shapes in this image, like the cloud over top, and then that kind of shape or texture is almost like mirrored in the sunlit sky, and that is again mirrored in somehow in the sand. It all, like all the shapes that are in this almost are an exact same match for each other. It's a really interesting image, and there's a lot of subtle details in this photograph. I really like this. Thank you, Julianne. I think you were a first-time submitter. It's always neat to add some new people to the circles. Thank you for sharing this. All right, so the next little part, I'm gonna condense three photos, three seascapes into one little section here. The first one is I'd like to feature is a photograph by Kaveki Omur. He photographed a nice collection of textured rocks. Nice seascape, long exposure technique. I love the silky smooth water. Great, processing in the rock to bring out all the textures. I absolutely love this sky. The sky is outstanding, and I love the little mountain range on the left side of the image too. Beautiful image. The next image I'd like to feature is Benoit Janssen Renault's Ocean Study number 41. It is, we've seen this island before last week. I think it was Quincy Jefferson that added it to the team. A great interpretation of an island that is covered in trees. I love the details in the island, but also the subtleties in the foreground water and in the sky. A beautiful rendition of this subject, Benoit. And the last image I'd like to feature is Zen Garden Study number 6 by Nathan Worth. We all know Nathan's work is pure quality, and Nathan is working on a new series of what he calls rock garden studies. I don't really know where it is photographed, but it is beautiful. I mean, just the right amount of texture in the big subject rock, and in the water around it. I love the reflection, the rippledness of the reflection, and then the subtle cloud over top. I can hardly wait to see the completed series, Nathan, and it's going to be outstanding. If I can go off of this one image, it's going to be an outstanding series. I'm pretty sure of that. Thank you for adding this to the team, my friend. Alright guys, there's one more image I'd like to feature, and it's maybe, again, not as minimalistic as I'd like to see it, but it is a really good and interesting image compositionally. It's the image called Swiss River by Mark Kugel. Again, a wintry scene, and the image is the composition of this image is smart. What I like about the image is, again, there are a lot of triangles going on in this thing, and they all converge onto the higher 1/3 of the image. Plus, what I really like about this is that the trees, the sharpness. I'm not talking about resolution. I'm really talking about the sharpness of the shapes. Your eye is kind of, it bounces off like two walls almost, left and right, and it guides you to the end of this dark stream. You almost want to look around the corner and see what is there. You know, where is this stream leading to? And yeah, this is a good use of technique right here. Really good black and white photograph. Thank you, Mark, for adding this to my little team. I do appreciate this. All right, guys, that was it for this week. The wrap up is getting wrapped up. Anyhow, thank you all for joining me this week on Minimal Monday, and I will see you all next week.